Homosexuality has always existed in time. Different groups or different cultures have had different attitudes towards homosexuality or the queer identity. It sounds like things are starting to change. There's a palpable shift in attitudes. And in this video, I wanted to explore where those changes may lead to and what direction things might be heading in. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Yatin Mistry and I'm a mindset coach who loves working with queer or the LGBT Desi community. I love empowering and inspiring people to live the best versions of themselves. So quite recently, homosexuality has been on the fringe. It's been something that's been very difficult for communities to accept. Certainly in recent times, people have questioned religion against homosexuality and is being gay a sin? And so these communities have ended up being outcast of mainstream society. And this has led to a lot of gay people and queer people living in fear and hiding who they are, their true selves. However, in recent times, you found that homosexuality started to become more normalized and more people seem to be aware of homosexuality and certainly more accepting. In fact, in the last few years, we've seen a shift in how homosexuality has been portrayed in the media, in politics, etc. So let's explore how society's perception of queer people will change in the coming decades. So recent studies shown that youngsters are becoming more and more accepting and tolerant of the queer community more than ever before. So this is a trend that's been growing for years and years, this idea of acceptance and tolerance and kind of the one community. And that's starting to shift people's attitudes. So the attitudes that used to have of the older generation, the attitude that it's wrong or it's haram or it's something that we can't speak about, is starting to slowly disintegrate because this younger generation, which is starting to become more mature, is so accepting. And the fact that young people are more open-minded is an amazing sign for the future. So recently, in recent years, there have been a growing movement of people that are in favor of gay marriage. In fact, a number of countries have legalized gay marriage as well. And this is only going to grow as time goes on. And that issue has become more and more to the forefront. People are more comfortable discussing these ideas, and people are kind of, marriage isn't just for heterosexual couples. Marriage is a concept irrespective of, gender orientation, sexual orientation. There are a number of arguments for marriage equality as well. From the idea of it's a civic matter, it's got nothing to do with religion, all the way through to the financial security and family security that it enables as well. Now, some people who are against marriage or gay marriage specifically say that it impinges on family values. However, the family is a unit that is based on love. It doesn't matter whether it's based on a man and a man and a woman and a woman. It should be a unit where it's a loving environment to bring up children. However, with gay marriage, what is the right answer? Because you're always going to have opponents of that idea. And I guess ultimately it's on each of us to decide what we feel is the right thing. Now, marriage may not be right for everyone. Some queer couples may decide not to get married, which is absolutely fine. But if it's something for you, slowly there are signs that things are changing. So the world's slowly changing as well. There are groups of organizations and people that are advocating the rights of LGBT people. Because at the end of the day, there is nothing different with LGBT people or non-LGBT people. We're all one and the same. And the fact that some groups are discriminated against, the fact that queer people are discriminated against, is incorrect. These groups strive to end all discrimination, be it housing, be it employment, be it marriage, be it any sort of discrimination. So some of these organizations, through their advocacy and through their education, are really starting to make a change and a difference for LGBT people in the country they're based in, but in and around the world as well. So the internet's been a place that's always allowed communities to come together and people to share their interests and their passions. And this has been an amazing thing for the queer community. So the queer community who sometimes find it difficult to find acceptance and connect with each other because you're hidden, you don't know whether the other person's going to be gay or not, so you kind of shy away. Whereas the internet started to change a lot of that. It's made it easier for queer people to, one, connect with each other, find groups and organizations that also can support the cause, attend events that are, queer positive or LGBT focused. So the internet's done an amazing, it's ended up being an amazing tool. So the internet, there's lots of organizations and groups and support groups that are available for queer people to use, and that's only going to grow as it becomes more mainstream. So since the early 2000s, the way the media is portraying LGBT people has changed dramatically. Once upon a time, being gay was normally a supporting role, or a gay character would be a supporting role character, or the comic relief. However, that's really changed in the last few years, and you're finding more stories about gay families or gay characters or finding gay love, and that's been a marked shift. And that has a huge influence on people as well, because that young boy, that young girl watching TV who might be questioning their own sexual identity sees that on TV, it affects them and it makes them see that there is hope and there is possibility. And that child may grow up, coming to terms with their sexuality, realizing that they're gay and not feeling fear and anxiety and worry because they've got role models or seeing people that they can relate to. And I guess the change in the media of how gay people are portrayed is kind of a reflection of how it's been seen on the bigger scale in society, how society's perception is changing. So just how the media's perception is starting to change, society's perception is also starting to change with their views and their attitudes towards homosexuality. And this is likely to be a trend in the coming years and will carry on, for years to come. So I think overall, the things are looking bright. The fact that society is starting to change, there seems to be more acceptance, there's more gay politicians, there's more gay representation in the media, laws are starting to change around the world, and even if in the country you're in, the laws haven't changed, over time there is hope because society is heading towards a more libertarian kind of attitude and approach. It may take more years in some countries than others, but there certainly seems to be a more kind of accepting that, everyone's equal, there is no difference really, or the differences should be celebrated, but ultimately, human rights are fundamental. If you like this video, please feel free to share it out, give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel. I try to produce as much good content as possible that kind of helps the community out.